Hey guys, let's get more news about Miami Heat, but first, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like. Heat's Jaime Jaquez Jr. breaks down fourth quarter woes versus Celtics. The Miami Heat lost their sixth straight game on Friday, March 14. They fell to the Boston Celtics 103-91. A poor fourth quarter saw any chance of a Heat win slip away. During the final 12 minutes of play, Erik Spoelstra's team shot 5 of 20 from the field. In that same time frame, the Heat shot 22.2% from three-point range, while also turning the ball over twice and fouling 6 times. During his post-game news conference, Jaime Jaquez Jr. broke down how things fell apart for the Heat against the Celtics. "You know, when you're playing a team like the Celtics, it's tough," Jaquez continued. "It's tough when you turn the ball over, you can't get stops in that fourth quarter, they really make you pay for those mistakes. So we as a team, we're learning how to overcome those right now, and obviously it's a struggle. But, you know, sticking together is the biggest thing right now and that's what we're doing." Jaquez, 24, played well against Boston. The sophomore forward scored 13 points, grabbed 5 rebounds and dished out 3 assists. He also hit 5 of 10 from the field and 2 of 3 from deep. Unfortunately, his team's inability to stay in games during the clutch let everybody down. Heat's Bam Adebayo points to defensive issues during his own post-game news conference. Miami's star big man, Bam Adebayo, noted how he believes Miami's issues begin on the defensive side of the floor. "I think it's the defensive end, honestly," Adebayo said. "You know, one night, we can't get a stop one-on-one, the other night, second chance points, the other night is offensive rebounding. When we learn to check all 3 of those boxes every game, we'll figure it out." The Heat ranked 12th in the NBA for defensive rating this season. They're limiting opposing teams to 112.4 points per 100 possessions. Nevertheless, there has clearly been a drop in terms of defensive execution once the fourth quarter begins. The Heat must rediscover the sturdy defense that became a calling card for their roster in recent years. Adebayo backs Andrew Wiggins to thrive with Heat. When speaking to reporters during a March 11 media availability, Adebayo praised the addition of Andrew Wiggins. Adebayo shared his belief that the former Golden State Warriors champion can rediscover his best for while on South Beach, which will likely lead to him becoming an all-star in the Eastern Conference. "The more he gets comfortable, the more you see how gifted he really is," Adebayo said. "We know what type of talent is. I mean, watching him in ones right now, it's like, he's got game. He's got all the tools to be a successful player. I feel like once he really gets comfortable here, he'll get back to the all-star Andrew." Since joining the Heat, Wiggins is averaging 18.9 points, 4.7 rebounds and 3.1 assists, shooting 50% from two-point range and 30.9% from deep. Wiggins will undoubtedly need to improve his perimeter shooting in the coming months. Still, if Adebayo is right, the Heat have a high-level wing on their hands. At his best, Wiggins is a lockdown 3-and-D defender who can pressure the rim and knock down three-point jumpers. If that's the version of Wiggins Miami is going to get, their fourth quarter struggles will be short-lived. Heat notes: Adebayo, Harrow, Wiggins, slump, Mitchell. Bam Adebayo was drafted by the Heat in 2017, 2 years before Jimmy Butler joined the team in free agency, but this is the first time since 2019 he hasn't had the veteran forward as a teammate. Tyler Harrow, a 2019 draftee, is experiencing life without Butler for the first time in his NBA career. "It has been a challenging transition for both players," writes Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald. "It's growing pains for us," Adebayo said. "This is the first situation that's it has really been just me and Tyler. I mean, obviously, the addition of Andrew Wiggins, but we're still trying to get Wiggs comfortable to where he can be fully himself. Right now, we're keeping it simple for him and just kind of getting out of his way. But for me and Tyler, it's more so understanding that we know how hard it is to win in this league. You can never take that for granted. Even though Butler was in and out of the lineup for weeks leading up to the trade deadline, the Heat have cratered since they officially sent him to Golden State. Miami was 25-24 when the February 6 deadline passed. Since then, the club has dropped 14 of 18 contests, falling to 9 games below .500 for the first time since the 2016-17 season. While it's hardly an ideal situation for the Heat, head coach Erik Spoelstra points out that it has been a good test for Adebayo and Harrow as the team's new leaders. With everything that has been going on, that part I've enjoyed watching, to see them grow into these roles, Spoelstra said. If you want to lead, these are the times. You have to be able to do it when the seas are a little bit rough, a little bit choppy. Anybody can lead when things are going great. Anybody can be a front runner in those kinds of situations. But these guys, they're about the right things. They want it so bad. They want everybody to play well and get this breakthrough. It starts with that and then everybody else filling in, as well. We say it all the time, it's leadership at all levels. But those two guys have been around the longest. I think everybody is just kind of turning to them naturally. Miami Heat could acquire $212 million superstar this summer. It has become pretty clear that the Miami Heat are nowhere near up to the mark since the Jimmy Butler trade to the Golden State Warriors. Currently, they are on a 7-game losing streak and find themselves in 9th in the East. They are just one win better than the Chicago Bulls, who are in the middle of a rebuild and have parted with key players like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine and Alex Caruso over the past year. The Heat acquired Andrew Wiggins as part of the Butler trade. While the Warriors have improved tremendously since then, the same cannot be said about the team from Miami. On an individual level, Wiggins has been performing well. That has not contributed to wins though. Could it be time to trade him in the summer once again? Another player who could be on the move in the summer is Paul George. The Philadelphia 76ers signed him to a 4-year, $212 million contract, but so far, his stint with the Sixers has been a major flop, as they have gone from championship contenders to draft lottery hopefuls. Recent rumors suggest that the 76ers are open to trading George in the summer, just a year after he joined the organization. Alex Walsh of TWSN has suggested a trade that would see the Heat receive George while the 76ers would get Wiggins, Terry Rozier and a 2026 first-rounder. Would signing George be the right step for the Heat? On top of his game, he is one of the best players in the league. But there are fears that at 34 years of age, he has entered his decline as a player and has not been helped by a variety of fitness issues he has faced throughout the course of the season. The Heat do need to do something, but taking on George's mega contract after seeing him struggle in Philadelphia would not be a smart move if you ask us. And you, fan? What do you think about Paul George's situation? Write to us in the comments.